Hi, my name is John Burdett, and I will be presenting Square Incorporated, hopefully giving you some more information about the company today. So, Square was founded in 2009. The two people that founded the company were Jack Dorsey and Jim McKevely. They started with very few people knowing about the company. They didn't have much investments before their initial public offering. I mean, they did have a few people that invested in the company, but it was not a crazy amount. After their IPO, after some of the marketing stuff that they did, they quickly grew into a huge company, just making tons of money. And they are also the parent company to several smaller companies, one of them including the Cash App. So let's hop right into it. The company mission is making it easier for people to accept payments. Really, they want to include people into the economy. Some people can feel excluded because they can only accept cash or other forms of payments like checks, whereas they're trying to make it so businesses can accept almost all forms of payment. They are hosting the transaction between people and building an infrastructure that people can trust, ultimately just bringing people together. So we'll start off with the two people that founded the company for the leadership. We have Jack Dorsey. He's the CEO and chairman of Square, and he's also the CEO of Twitter. He co-founded both companies, so he's really big in the tech industry and doing stuff online. He's a very well-known, respected person. And then the co-founder, Jim McKevely, he founded Square with Jack Dorsey, and he's also co-founded LaunchCode, and that is a company that helps coders get their first jobs at top companies. Both of them had tech experience in the past and decided to work together to create the company Square. So some other leaders in the company Square are Amrita Ahuja. She's the Chief Financial Officer, the CFO. She previously was a CFO for Blizzard Entertainment, Fox Network Groups, Walt Disney Company, and Morgan Stanley, all really big companies. So she's well respected and should be trusted in her job there. We have the hardware lead, Jesse Dorogusker. He is a cross-functional engineer. He deals with manufacturing and operations and kind of the design of the hardware that Square uses. Before he worked for Square, he was the director of engineering for Apple. He worked on things like the iPhone, iPad, and iPod accessories. So he has tons of experience. We have the Cash App lead, Brian Grassadonia. He helped launch the company's flagship credit card reader, and he kind of runs the Cash App business, which is, like I said before, a peer-to-peer money transaction app, so you can send money directly to people. And he's just been with the company for a very long time. We have the seller lead. She leads product management, design, and engineering for the selling facing, or like the presentation of the product, how it looks. And she worked on payroll. She served as a vice president of Amazon Web Services before and is well respected. We have the security and knowledge platform lead, Sam Quigley. He leads engineering, product management, and data science for risk and information security. So he's trying to protect people, make sure their card information doesn't get stolen. We have the Square Capital lead, Jacqueline Reeses. She oversees credit products and provides sellers with access to the funding they need to grow, and the consumers with the ability to pay for purchases over time. That's just one of the things that they offer through Square. She served as Yahoo's Chief Development Officer and was on the board of directors at the Alibaba Group. So again, all really big names. Very big companies. We have Sivan Whittley. She's the general counsel. She oversees Square's legal, regulatory, compliance, security operations, and corporate development. So she just makes sure that everything in Square is running legally, everything is going the way that it should be. Before, she held positions for companies like Better Place and eBay. And then we have communications and policies lead and the people lead, Aaron Zamost. He deals with government relations, community affairs efforts, as well as human resources and talent. So he's making sure that everyone in the company is doing what they're supposed to be, making sure that nothing's really getting off topic too much. All right, so we have some of Square's stakeholders. Aside from the two founders who own majority share of the company, we have mostly investment groups that own the shares, like the Vanguard Group, BlackRock Fund Advisor, Viking Global SP, Capital Management and Research Company, Jennison Associates LLC, Love Pine Capital LLC, Fidelity Management and Research Group, and the Nikko Asset Management Company. Like I said, all of these are investment companies, so really it's individual people going to these companies to buy and sell shares through their web page, however they choose to sell it. But they are listed in order of top stakeholders to lowest. So the Vanguard Group does own most of Square's shares. And then marketing. Square started in 2009. No one had really heard of it yet. It's kind of a revolutionary thing in my eyes. They really started marketing small newspapers. They would go door to door or business to business in populated areas and just see how they were able to accept money or accept forms of payment in these businesses. So once they started kind of seeing that people really liked it, they were able to grow more exponentially than ever before. And people wanted to start investing in this too because they saw the potential of it. People being able to accept credit cards almost anywhere, just using your phone or an iPad or their point of sale system made it very convenient for everybody. Global advertising. After they started advertising globally, this is really when they blew up more than ever before. They were able to reach a larger group of consumers. They made deals with Amazon and Facebook, two really big platforms that they could have advertisements put on. They made deals with Starbucks, where Starbucks actually agreed to use their point of sale system to make all transactions through Starbucks go through Square. And they also made deals with Visa, making it easier for the cards to be read and making it more convenient for everybody to be able to accept all forms of payment. So, corporate social responsibility. Square takes on the responsibility of serving the public. Really, they wouldn't have a company if they didn't have the people wanting to use it, and they are trying to make it as lucrative for the people to use. They used their card readers to bring the community together. They made them extremely cheap for the consumers or the owners of these businesses to buy. They do take a little bit of money per transaction. That's how Square really makes its money. But they wanted to get the hardware to the people so that they could just start using it as quickly as possible. Corporate philanthropy. So they donated a very large amount of shares, something around $40 million to a charity. They want to make a difference in the community by helping people make a living for themselves, by making it easier for them to sell items, and they really just want people in the community to come together, and obviously by giving direct help to those in need, and that was in a form of donation. Overall, their goal was to connect people. They want everyone included in the marketplace. They don't think anyone should be excluded for any reason. If you can't accept a form of payment for some reason, that's what their goal is to try and eliminate that as a problem. They want you to be able to walk into a store and be leaving with something. And I personally have been into stores where they only accept cash, and companies are losing sales because of that, and sometimes the customers aren't too happy because of that. It doesn't, especially if you went into a store wanting something and you left empty-handed because you weren't able to pay for it, even if you had the funds to do so. So overall, just more satisfaction for everybody in the situation. I thank you for listening. Have a great day.